Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, coming at you with Kanto Cup teams, top. So what I'm going to do is go over the top 20 ranked on PvPoke. I'm then actually going to compare it to, I have a video on the side here. So first of all, I have a playlist of 14 Kanto Cup teams because Kanto Cup is not new. It's been done 100 times. So I've got, not 100 times, but a lot. So I got 14 videos already in my Kanto Cup playlist. I'll link that in the description if you want to go check those out. One of the videos was what I always do, go over the top 20 on PvPoke and then give team suggestions. So in that video, I have that top 20 list. So what I'm going to do is go over the top 20 list here, go over why I think they are ranked the way they are, and compare it to the other one to see what has changed. And then I'll give you 4 team suggestions based on my 4, what I think are probably my best teams, and including some tryhards that got me like really, really good runs. So top 20, PvPoke. Maybe I'll try and do this simultaneously because Lickitung XL, Nidoqueen, Chansey XL, and Nidoqueen Shadow is the exact same as it was in this video I posted on November 8th, 2021. So almost 6 months ago, almost over 6 months ago. It is the exact same, and it's basically tanky XL Pokemon that can just absorb a bunch of damage, and then Nidoqueen, which just as soon as they got the Poison Jab, Poison Fang buff, it's just been a beast. It gets different in here. So Pidgeot's up there at number 5. Snorlax is at number 6. And I think these two have jumped. Yeah, both of those have jumped up. Pidgeot wasn't even on this list before, which is interesting. And Snorlax has jumped up from 16th to 6th. So Snorlax is easier to explain because Snorlax PvPoke has bumped up all those tankier Pokemon because they said you're less willing to fall for the bait more. So tankier Pokemon are generally higher on the list, and Shadow Snorlax is number 11 as opposed to number 19 last time. So I think you'll see, I already played like one of my teams has Snorlax because I think it was overall like just, again, when in doubt, go bulk because it gives you more opportunity to think about what I'm going to do there. Pidgeot, I find Pidgeot interesting because it was not on the list before and now it is 5th. I mean, Pidgeot is pretty strong in general because you can just gust and then feather dance and then keep gusting. So if you go in like the one shield, shield up their first move, gust, feather dance, lower their attacks significantly, and then be able to keep going. I think it's because there's not a ton of ice here. And a Sandslash, which is now number 8 on this list, it's number 8 as a Shadow Claw user. So I'll go over that in a second. But it was number 14 with Powder Snow before. So maybe like ice was already pretty limited in this meta to begin with. That's going to be one of your only weaknesses here. I mean, rock and electric are still around, right? So it's not totally. But I'm surprised it jumped up that much. Again, it is a strong Pokemon, so you can use it as is. Beedrill, 7 and 10. It was before 7 and 9. Just switched to Shadow Order. So again, I'm going to go. When did I put out the video? Yesterday. I put out the video yesterday of underrated Pokemon based on PvPoke rankings for Open Great. And Beedrill was one of them because it's just a Poison Jab user, which is strong against like your Charmers and everything to start with, fairies to start with, and then Drill Run hits pretty hard and it's a pretty effective move, and then X Scissor is a nice little bait move that can still do well in some scenarios. So Ace Ancestor, like I said, is on this. It was before as a ice user, Powder Snow, but now it's Shadow Claw. And someone on Twitter posted that it now like keeps all of its other matches, but also picks up a couple of those against like Dugong and stuff that were like they resisted the ice Pokemon or water Pokemon resisted the Powder Snows before. You're now hitting super effective with Shadow Claw, which is same energy generation and same damage. So not being resisted bumps this up on the list. Hypno, number 8. It's number 9 here. It's basically the same. Oh, Pidgeot was number 10. It's hiding on me. Pidgeot was number 10. It jumped up to number 5. So maybe Pidgeot just got a little bump because you have one less ice type user, and then uh, maybe it's a bit bulkier for most things out here. Shadow Ninetales at number 12. It was number 6, and the normal Ninetales was 13. Again, underrated Pokemon. I'm gonna show you on 2 of my teams here. It just use it. It's good. That's all I can say. Golbat was Shadow was 17 and normal was 18. And still top 20, 13, 20. Again, once Poison Fang got the buff, it just became really, really meta, really good. Lapras was number 5 and is now down to number 14, which is interesting because you have one less ice user in Sandslash going Shadow Claw. It's bulky, so it still would get that bump from the bulk, but it's lower. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head why it would drop down one like so much. Again, it doesn't matter too much. It's still top 20. It's still going to do basically what Snorlax does, but as your ice type user. So it's still strong. So I'd still use it. A Grimer was 12 and now it's 15. Again, I hate going against A Grimer. Having the Crunch Sled Bunch combo, it's pretty bulky because it's XL'd. It's pretty good. A Raticate was on, it's not on this list, but I remember it being on a list before. With the Retro Cup was the original like Kanto typings. So there was no Dark and no Fairy and no Steel. So to have a Dark type, and you're allowed in this meta, Kanto, even though it is 151, you're allowed to use their Alolan forms. So you can use a Raticate, which is a Dark. So to actually have that a Dark type user in here that has Crunch for your like Psychic and Ghost, it can also hit the return. It's okay bulk, so that's why it's there. Dragonair, I've got on one of my teams, 17 here. It was 20. Anytime, again, Dragon Breath user, I just went over it in Retro Cup, a team. Anytime you can have a heavy, like a Dragon Breath heavy damage user, you're in a good situation. Amok, again, I have it on team. Same sort of idea. It's a dark and poison, so both those moves hit hard. Great save swap, one of the best save swaps. Blastoise is on this list. It wasn't on this list before. But again, it's a pretty hard hitting water Pokemon and has, oh, that's probably why it bumped up because it's got really good bulk. If you haven't used it before, it's got like one of the best bulk of the 3 starters. So that's probably why it's bumped up. And then Golbat, like I said, has already been on this list multiple times. I'm trying to see if there's any other here that is on the list. I don't think so. So I think overall, it's the same top 20 that you're looking at, just with a bit of a bump on those that have more bulk than they did in the past, and lowering those with a little less bulk. So it's more or less the same, just little variations here and there. So if it's the same meta, basically same meta, you should use the same teams that work. So go check my entire playlist. Like I said, I'd probably have like, I've got 14 videos there and at least 10 of them are actual matches. I just pulled out the 4 that like crossed my eye. Triple Shadow team. So this is the one where I called it my try hard team to actually gain ELO. Most of the time I was having fun. I was using like Shadow Dugtrio and I was using Aerodactyl and stuff like that. But this was my, okay, I want to try and actually get ELO. Shadow Ninetales, Shadow Hypno, Shadow Snorlax, spammy fire Pokemon in the front that does good damage, 2 bulky Pokemon in the back that can absorb a ton of damage. Again, there's no dark in the original, so there are dark in here, but there's no dark in the original. So Hypno is bumped up on the list. Confusion user, you can use whatever moveset you want there. And then Snorlax obviously has been bumped up too because of its bulk, superpower, body slam, like you know what you're getting there. So that was my try hard team. I did really well with this team. So if you, I mean, it's a season of fun, but if you want to use a try hard team, I would use this one to start with. Number 2, A Graveler. As I'm filming this was just announced as the next community day. So I'm interested to see how the fast move changes this. But paired it with Mew and Blastoise. So Blastoise is top 20 ranked. Again, bulky water Pokemon. Graveler is going to be weak to a few things, but grass being, sorry, not grass. Yeah, grass is weak to grass. So you're double weak to grass here. But also you're weak to water, so you're neutralizing it to a certain extent with your water. And then Mew, again, still just an amazing save swap because of its Shadow Claw, one of the best fast moves, and Surf Wild Charge, pretty good coverage there. So now we're going to go old school because you're going to see fire background when I was still, messing around with my background there. Venusaur, Amok, Pidgeot. So again, I don't even need to tell. So I always knew. So Venusaur, Frenzy Plant. Again, if you've never used Frenzy Plant, Venusaur, it just hits so hard. So as long as you don't see like a fire user, for the most part, you're going to be hitting pretty good in like neutral situations there. Amok, one of the best save swaps, and then Pidgeot having that Gust Feather Dance combo just can use overpower with the Gusts there. And last but not least, or maybe it's least, I don't know. Dragonair. So I have Ninetales again on here, but Dragonair and Dugong. Again, Dragonair, because it's a Dragon Breath user. So in most, again, Steel's not in this. Fairy's not in this, right? So you're sort of looking at Retro Cup-ish uh, teams here. So Dragonair with the Dragon Breath not going to be resisted as much. Looks good. Dugong, Triple Legacy. It was on here before. I didn't see it on. I don't know if I didn't see it or if I didn't remember seeing it. But Dugong, it's a nice Ice type user. Lower their bulky, lower their defense. No, lower their attack, and then Ninetales again. So it's Master League Open and Kanto Cup. So if people are playing, they're playing Kanto Cup. I mean, not necessarily. Like a lot of people like Open Masters, but if you don't have the XL, like I don't, I will be playing Kanto Cup the entire week. Again, go check out the playlist. I'm not going to spend too much time on this video explaining all the teams because you can find, I've got, like I said, I've got 10 to 15 videos on Kanto Cup. I'm sure people who've played and made videos since season one have more, right? So that is it. Let me know what teams you're running, and I will see you guys in the next one.